Go.
Hello and welcome to Jabberjaw. I'm your host, Jessica Dawson Collier, and with me, as always, is Tyson Wheeler Dynus and Matthew David Smith. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Hello. My
And
cat got
special
spooked.
guest, Kitty Butt.
Special
Yeah,
cast.
that's Linnell. So the dog barked, and then something's going on, and he got spooked. He was on my lap, and so
I think your
he
other
may be
cat just
back.
came in too.
Oh, did he? Oh,
I
yeah, he
saw.
did.
Oh, yep. Oh,
Yeah,
it's all happening. Yep.
yeah.
Wow,
It's
what's going on?
life in a puppy town.
Life in
Na
a
na
puppy
na
town?
na. Hey,
How are those
na na na.
puppies doing? What are they? What are they? About a month old now? How old are they?
They're
Yeah.
6 weeks old.
6 weeks. Very
They're
good.
18 and 15 pounds respectively. They
Damn.
went for their first outing today.
Wow.
So the mom and daddy, or the baby daddy's mom is here, visiting from Connecticut. She's staying here for a week
Oh,
and
wow.
helping with the puppies and just absolutely adoring every minute of it.
Aw.
Her name is Laurel, and it's great because she loves to watch Mystery Science Theater. So I have a legit excuse to watch Mystery Science Theater in the evenings with her, and my wife pretends to she kind of laughs. I mean, she laughs a lot more than she does when it's just her and
Of
me.
course. I like
But
that. Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So she's here. The big news today. The big news yesterday was they got their first baths, and they got them
Aw.
in the sink, and that will be the last time that's possible because they are too big for the sink already, pretty much.
Wow.
And then today, we started feeding them in their own little baby crates, and then they also went on a field trip to Lowe's, which is very dog friendly.
I did not
Uh-huh.
know that. I did not know
Yeah,
you could
so
take a dog to Lowe's.
if you go to
Yeah.
Lowe's, they actually hand out dog treats to everybody that works there, and so everybody has dog treats in their pockets. So
No
people,
way. That's
oh yeah,
cool.
people bring in their dogs like every week. Our neighbor used to work there, and dogs would come in once a week. But it was the first time the puppies have been outside the yard or our house to a public place, and they were the first time on leash, and they were great. They were super. So it was a big deal, and of course they got lots of loving. And their mom went too. Melly went with them, and so that was great. They were gone. Everybody was gone for an hour. It's the first time that's happened in 6 weeks. I've been like, yay! I watched some TV. I ate some leftover Chinese food. It was brilliant. So
Did you immediately like take your pants off and just walk around the house and like go,
no,
yes, this is my domain again?
no, because because the Laurel is visiting, so I didn't want to be
Oh, I
caught with
thought
my.
Laurel went with them. I thought this was
She
like
did.
a,
She
hey,
no.
everybody
She
out of the
did.
house.
No,
Okay.
everybody was, but I was just like, what if I can't get my pants on in time when they get back? So yeah. So
That
it
would be
was
awkward. That, yeah, for
it
house
would be
guests.
awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just getting to know each other. So we've only met once before. So anyway,
Yeah.
so that's the puppy update there. And it snowed here again, and so there's been snow on the ground for like 2 weeks, and they love. I mean, Noose loves snow. They just love it. So they've been outside,
Those
and I say
pictures and videos are pretty cute.
they are very cute, and yeah. So this weekend will be the part where they do this thing called a puppy puzzle, which is where at 8 weeks you
Hmm.
evaluate the dogs. So they're like almost 7. I guess they're 8 weeks. I don't know. They're not quite 8 weeks yet. But so the thinking behind the puppy puzzle is that an 8-week-old dog is as close as you can possibly see as what it's going to be like when it's a full-grown adult. So you take the measurements, you check the shoulder, you do all the super nerd dog stuff, and then you can basically be like, okay, when this dog is fully grown, this is the shape it's going to be. So you just figure out whether it's time to keep the dog or sell the dog. And that's basically what's going to happen this weekend. So I'll know next time we talk. Well, not us, but next time we talk on a public forum, whether we're going to keep both dogs or sell one of them. We're definitely keeping one dog because um, one of the dogs, because our other dog is getting spoiled by being the only dog in the house. She is an entitled little lady, and she, bless her heart, but she's very entitled, and she thinks she runs the universe. And we have to get another dog in here to stop that. Also for her to play with. So anyway, that's the puppy update. 2025, and
puppy puzzle is a very nice terminology for what you just described
Yes.
for us, Dyson.
yes,
It's
Yeah.
a little misleading.
well, and
Slightly.
there's this other thing they called we do called puppy culture, which is a new way of training puppies, because I think I've talked about this before. Puppies learn so much in the first 12 weeks that they're alive. They learn more in those first 12 weeks than they do for the next 6 to 10 months. So if you can teach a
Wow.
dog if you can potty train, teach the dog to be in a crate, teach the dog to walk on leash, before 12 weeks are over, then they've already learned it. There'll be a little bit of a pain in the ass afterwards when they become teenagers, because we've all been teenagers, but they still know the basics. And so the dogs now, they poop 90% outside. Um, the peeing is still a thing a little bit, but they've already learned how to sleep in their crates and not fuss when they're shut in, and I mean just all this stuff that. So when they go to a home, they're going to be practically trained at 12 weeks. So it's kind of an amazing little weird thing. Also means we should jack up the prices, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But so that's just we're just trying to set a standard for the dogs that Beth and her best friend are raising. So
For sure.
and here's one more dumb thing. My wife and her business partner, are trying to become the new standard in um, Newfoundlands in the United States, because the current standard is dead.
Wow.
This woman named Betty, who lives in Massachusetts, and she's the Grand Dame of Newfoundlands, and so much.
The grand dam.
Yeah, like Judy Dench, except she owns
Like,
dogs. And so anyway, the idea, so much so that they're trying to take over this title, or try to become the standard moving forward, is that they're renting an RV and they're taking 14 to 18 puppies with them across country to go see Betty, so she can put her eyeballs on them and make some calls about them. I was like, why don't we fly Betty here? It would cost a lot less. And they're like, no, Betty doesn't do that. She doesn't travel and blah blah. And I'm like, okay.
Betty
Damn.
doesn't do that. I
Yeah,
like that.
exactly, yeah.
Betty
Betty
doesn't do
doesn't do
that.
that. Wow.
So
Wow.
anyway, it's a thing, but it's what they want to do for the rest of their lives. God bless them. Like they're getting close to retirement age, both of them. Beth will never retire, but you know what I'm saying. So it's like that's they're going to become the chief grand dams in partnership of Newfoundlands, uh, and
Wow. That's
they're
quite the
gonna.
title. I like it.
It is, and they're getting ready. They're plotting out land. They're looking at real estate to buy
Wow.
Oh, like a legit farm sort of situation, or
yeah,
what?
where they're gonna do dog shows and training, and because Beth's
I was
been.
gonna say mill, and then I was like,
No,
don't
no,
say
no,
that, puppy.
don't say that. Anyway, it's the whole deal, and they want to build a house on each side of this thing, and they're gonna be neighbors. And I literally, I was like, well, can Matt move in over? Like, can he build a house? And what about Dawson? Can they build a house there too? And she's
Yeah,
like,
let's
that's
just
fine.
have a little commune. All
I like
right,
Yeah,
it.
I
exactly.
can scoop
Yeah,
some poop.
it's a little weird. But anyway, so
Hey, we
big,
might
big.
have to do that with the news coming out. So
That's
just
fine. That's
keep
fine.
that in your back pocket.
My post apocalyptic plans change weekly, so it's good to have options. I like
Yeah,
the
Well,
dog angle. Like maybe we're less likely to be shot at. There's a bunch of
that's
cute giant dogs.
yeah,
You
and
got to be on your toes about this kind of thing.
you
So
do, and
yeah,
it's a weird thing, because if you train dogs or do stuff like that, you can teach or train until you can't walk anymore, so they can just do it for the rest of their lives and make extra income. And so I'm like, oh, is this where I don't have to work? I don't have to do the Walmart thing. I'm so excited about this. So anyway, it's going okay. We'll see how all that plays out. But anyway, it's kind of an interesting process to watch. I'm
yeah.
like, can I put out a
yeah,
record? That's all I want to do. And
yeah.
she's like, yes, you can. So anyway, that's what's up with puppies. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing
I'm doing
good.
good.
I see you're at the
Smith, how's
gym,
your pup?
Dawson.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I'm at my brother's gym, his
Nice.
in-home gym. He's got a little Bowflex going on and a treadmill that I was just on about an hour ago. It's very nice, and I've been working here in his office all week. He's a good brother. He totally let me do it, so I feel bad because he's also developing a game and I've taken over his entire desk. So sorry, Matt, publicly. Love you. You're a good brother. You're the best brother.
How long are
Yeah,
you in
I'm in
Missouri?
Kirksville.
You in there for a few more
Uh,
days?
a few more days. We are going through family photos for my mom's celebration of life. That's going to be happening at the beginning of March. So, been finding a lot of interesting stuff. I forgot to totally send you guys some letters that I wrote my mother when I was
Oh
a
wow!
child that she kept and put in a scrapbook that we found last night.
Oh nice.
There's one that says, "I'm sorry" about 12 times, and then you open it up. It's just the saddest thing. And it will also explain my mental health problems.
Now,
Now
what
as an
date is it?
adult.
What date is? Can you say the date publicly? Sorry.
Yes, it's March 9th. So it'll be
Oh,
1 year to the day that she left this planet. So yes.
now I do want to tell you that when I attend that, I will be wearing an eye patch. So
Excellent.
just
Will you wear like a fake parrot on your shoulder
you know
to
what?
accompany this eye patch?
I'll look for the Monty Python skit parrot and see if I can get
Yes.
something going like
Mom loved Monty Python, Tice, so
that.
I'm really counting on you for that because, again, it's going to be a celebration of life. I know some people are like, "We'll see you at the funeral in a couple weeks." I'm like, "No, you already are. No, it's not going to
You
be
You
as
already
already
dramatic."
screwed
screwed it up.
this up.
I
No.
will say that. Yeah, one of those people was my stepdad too, and I'm like, Ernst, again, no, not okay. Let's take a little step back, buddy. But yeah, it's been good. It's been a good week. It's great to
Good.
see my brother and my sister all the time. They're just so funny and fun to hang out with. And it's been very cold though, like insanely cold. I mean, we're talking like negative, 3 and 4 or 5 degrees when I leave my brother's house at night to go back to my parents, and it's just like, holy fuck, what, why?
We broke a record this morning. It was -9. That's the lowest it's been.
Oh God,
And that
no,
was not wind chill.
it's
Wind chill
not
was like
okay.
-20 to 30. But yeah, it's cold. We are in the midst of it.
Yeah, sucks. I'm not a
Ironically, it's
fan.
warmer in Colorado right now.
I know my stepdad Ernst keeps saying that in a very funny way, like "fuck you guys." uh, Sorry, God, it's so bad. It reminds me of growing up in the Midwest because my knuckles, like I don't know if you can see them, but they're like red and like starting to crack and bleed. And I'm like, this is why I moved out of this place to avoid this shit. Now I'm
No.
back in it. Yeah, it just pulls you back.
It does. It does. You can never truly leave the Midwest.
You can't.
You
Never,
can't. You take
never.
it with you. Yeah.
Always in your heart and
It's
in various parts of your body. Yeah.
that's true.
God. How are you, Smith? How's
Good.
Howie?
Good. Howie's doing very well. He's been a very good dog. Let's see what's
Good
going on with
boy.
Howie. We've been working on fetch. He's a very good fetch player. So he knows the word ball now. So if you tell him to Howie go get the ball,
Aw.
he'll 70% of the time go get the ball. But the fun part is he likes to throw it back at you. He won't just drop it at you and have you throw it. He likes to like throw it. His accuracy leaves a
That's
little bit to
cool.
be desired,
Yeah.
but that's fair. But no, we're actually taking Howie on his first little road trip. We're taking a little vacation to Brown County, where our cabin is. We're staying in Story, Indiana, for a couple of nights, and we're going to see Howie's namesake, Howard Jones, with
Yay.
ABC at the Brown County Music Center on Friday, tomorrow
Hell
night.
yeah.
So we're excited about that, and it's going to be sorry Howie's first little vacation. So we're gonna see how that goes. Excuse me, but we got him a
Hell yeah.
nice little travel crate, and he's very good in the car. He doesn't complain much in the car. I've always wanted a dog that was like active in the car, like you see those dogs now, not to the extent of like stupidity, where some people like have their dog and it's just like, but no, I want like a dog that like sometimes like that, and he just like he's kind of like Tipsy was like he'll sit like in the seat for like 3 minutes and then it's just like, okay, where can I go and sleep? And so
Yeah.
we're just fine. Like that's I could if I could nap in the car, usually I would. And so that's where
Same.
he's at. But no, things are going. It's just been freaking cold as all sin here.
Any more rug accidents? It sounds like
No more,
accidents.
accidents, no more accidents.
Yay, good.
Yeah, he's gotten pretty good about that, and now that it's well, we'll see now that it's gotten colder. But he
Yeah.
freaking loves the snow, like you were saying, Tyson. Like he loves to like frolic in the snow, but he forgets that he has like a 7-foot leash. And so he frolics to the extent that a 7-foot leash, and he's almost knocked me on the ass several times. He's also very adept at racking me. I haven't been racked since the 6th grade. I don't know if you're familiar with this terminology. I've not used the term racked
Please
Yeah.
in a
explain it for
very
our
long.
listeners who may
So
not be familiar
for
with it.
those of you who lack the male genitalia, last check I think it was about 51% of you. When something impacts your nuts, it hurts for a lot and it hurts for a while. And man, he's just right at that level where he just like, and he's enthusiastic and it's out of love. It really is out of love. But oh my God, like 2 or 3 days ago, he just freaking nailed me. It was like a half an hour of just.
Now, is he hitting you with his leg or his head, or what is he doing?
It's everything. His paws, he's very good. Usually it's like when I'm on the couch or something, and he'll just jump up and like he'll just put that foot wherever it lands.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's your nuts. And
Yeah.
so when it's your nuts, it hurts. And you go, oh, Howie. And that's how it
Oh.
Yeah, you should try that. You should try that with a noof, buddy.
God, no. Oh my
Oh,
that could
God.
lead to, that would be awful.
Jesus, Ty.
Because he's only
I'm
like
worried
40
about you now.
pounds. I can't imagine like 150 pounds like going down. It's like one of those like impact pressure things they have on YouTube videos. Just you're nuts. Very yeah. Oh,
No.
thanks,
No,
buddy.
no.
But no, he's doing good. He's doing good. He's been a lot of fun, and yeah, it's about that. It's just cold. We don't do a whole lot when it's just fucking miserable outside. So,
Right.
Should we address the popsicle in the room?
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
popsicle in there. Now my tummy's giving me a little trouble, and for some reason I thought a lemon popsicle might lime. Excuse me, lime.
That
popsicle.
is how dedicated Matt Smith is to this.
I am. I'm just gonna power through. I don't know if that makes any medical sense. I'm sure citrus might be terrible for you. I don't know.
If it makes you feel good on some level,
I
why
didn't,
not?
I didn't want to feel anything.
That's
I
my
didn't
motto.
want to. No, I didn't feel like eating anything. So I'm like, you know what? Popsicle's kind of like a food.
It is. It's kind of
It's kind of like these are very good popsicles. So they're, I don't remember what
I haven't had a popsicle, and I don't even know how long. Maybe over a decade.
I still bought like a bunch of those last summer. I bought a bunch of those like freezer pops that you can buy like 1,000 of for like $4.
Oh my God!
It was
yes,
like in the
did.
80s. I was like a
that.
babysitter, and they're those are, you can just have those forever. And
they're sugar free, so it's just like drinking, whatever. So yeah. I remember that was a dieting aid suggested to me by my mother when I was in
popsicles.
High school. Yeah, no, the freezy pops that the tubes that were sugar free.
They come in the tube. Snip it on the end, and
I love that they sell. I love that they sell booze in those now. You can buy those.
They do sell mini boozy like.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think the most disgusting ones I saw were Natural Light has their own variety of freezer pops, and I was like, wow, that sounds absolutely disgusting, and so I bought them.
Meanwhile, I'm writing it down.
I was not disappointed.
Yeah, me too. I'm taking a little mental note. Stop by liquor store again tonight.
Yes, I always ask myself, where is Natural Light's line of product growing? Like, what are they? What ventures are they getting into? What do I need to check out?
The kids, obviously.
They embraced like the Natty Light thing, though, and also like what was that? Oh God, Megan is gonna kill me. But the Natty Light did some sort of shitty like strawberry lemonade thing.
Oh
my! I think.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's not good.
I still will drink a Natural Light. I do like the taste of them, I must admit. But
I mean, it's cheap beer. I have to admit, I was there was always the ultimate sort of battle in college in Hayes, Kansas, as I recall, is we had two sort of sects. We had the Natural Light sect, and we had the Keystone Light. And I always preferred the Keystone.
Yeah.
Were you on the Keystone?
30 Stoner.
Yeah. 30 Stones, yeah. I don't know why one of those companies just doesn't change its name to something completely different and yet keep the price the same. I'm sure that has to help.
I don't know.
Is there brand recognition?
There is. I think there is.
I guess so.
For both of them. But isn't Keystone? Isn't that just Coors Light Light? Isn't that's the way I always understood it?
I don't know the origin story
Because
of
Coors
Keystone
owned
Light.
Keystone, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So it
Oh,
was
does
like,
it? I don't
yeah. So
know.
I was
I
pretty
should
sure it
know
was like
that.
their sub, or whatever. I
Well,
mean,
I
it was
noticed
like a
also,
dollar
like,
extra or
also,
cheaper than.
it seems like for
Yeah.
whatever reason, Rolling Rock is now falling into that sub premium. Like, because I always see like there's only like 3 or 4 beers that come in 30 packs, and like now Rolling Rock in a can is one of those for basically the same price. So
Really?
I don't know,
Okay.
the world's
Yeah.
changing. Yeah, that's what I started drinking. That's what I started on. I was Tyson.
How would you rank those? Like in terms of like shitty domestic beer. Like we're talking Natty Light, Busch Light, Keystone Light, Coors Light, Bud Light. Where would you rank those?
I would
5.
personally, I would go Bud Light, Coors Light.
Yes. I wouldn't. Coors Light's so bad.
Uh,
When's the last time you had a Coors?
it's been a long time since the silver bullet has gone down my gullet. So it's been a long time since I've had. That's actually a fair question because I don't know. I think I might like. That's tough. Like Bush, the one I'm not so familiar with anymore is Bush Light because I don't. It's been a long time since I had a Bush Light.
Same. When was the
But
last time I had a Busch Light? No, it was not a long time ago. I think it was last summer at the
oh,
lake.
okay. So recent
And I was
memory.
surprisingly impressed with the taste. Not that much, but it was better than Coors Light, but not
Okay.
as good as Bud Light.
Okay. I of the bottom of the barrel domestics, Bud Light, I think that's
I think
probably
that's still
my
a top. Yeah.
yeah.
That's like still the beer when we got it in high school. I was like, "Whoa, we're drinking like real beer. This is something
This is
special."
real beer. This is grown up beer. Mm. Uh, actually, my favorite cheap beer of all is High Life, Miller High Life in the bottle. I think is
Oh,
Yeah.
I agree with
fantastic.
that. Yes, yes,
I
yes.
love Miller High Life in the
Absolutely.
bottle,
Yep.
and it's weird because it has
Isn't
like
that the
twice as many
champagne of
calories.
beers?
It is
It's
the champagne of
yeah.
beers. Yeah, it's
Mm,
not a
yes.
misnomer. It's very good.
In as
So
much as they're both yellow.
that's
Uh,
true.
my
Fair.
least.
That is
What's
fair.
your least favorite? Like my least favorite is Bush Light. That's my least
We were just
favorite.
talking about
I
that.
would,
Oh,
How
okay. Did I miss that?
yeah,
Okay,
I
okay,
just
yeah.
okay.
had one last summer, Tice, and I have to say it is better than Coors Light. Coors Light for me literally tastes like fucking piss in a can.
I've
Like
never liked Bush
you
Light.
know, what I imagine piss to be. And I'm saying this for Becky Gerard specifically because every time we go out for karaoke, she's like, "I will have a pitcher of Coors Light," and I'm like, ugh. I mean, it's the grossest, nastiest beer you can get. Cheap beer, $6 a pitcher, but no, not worth it.
Whatever happened to that innovation? You remember like 20, 25 years ago when like they had the mountains that would change blue when
Yeah,
your Coors Light was cold? Now that
That
was
was
innovation
something.
right there.
they
That
brought
Yeah.
that
was.
back a few years ago, but
Did
I
they?
don't know. I don't know if it was enough to get people going. Like
Well, with
I think
ringing endorsements like these, yeah, it's going to take a little.
it's true. It's a tough
It
call.
tastes like piss, but it's color changing. That's a beer. Now, if you could get a beer that would change the color of your urine, I think that's how we could get kids drinking again. These
Yep,
kids are smoking way
Yes.
too much pot and not drinking enough,
Too
that's
much
and it's
right.
pot,
impacting
too
the
much
economy.
vape. Yep.
Too much
Yep.
vape. That's true. They
Exactly.
like to
Yeah.
vape too.
I love
Yeah,
a vape. Oh my God.
they do love vaping.
My
Ugh.
she's gonna kill me. Katya is so good at vaping, like not in front of her dad. So like he'll literally like she times it perfectly. He'll be out of the room like 1 second, and I already see her like puff the magic dragon, fucking in the living room, just going to town on it. And I'm like, go, go, go. And then I see Erin's rounding the corner, and it's already gone, and she's already like doing something else, pretending like it never happened. It's amazing.
It
Yeah,
is amazing. It's
it's
so much easier to
yeah,
get away with too.
those
Like
Gen
back in
Zers.
our
Yeah.
day, like you had to sneak out to the parking lot
Yeah,
and
you're
then you
right.
smelled like it for like 2 hours. Like I remember, like
Yep.
my parents, like I lived under the delusion that like my parents didn't know I smoked for years. But after I stopped smoking and smelled smokers, I was like, yeah, they were just being nice
They
to me.
freaking
Like,
knew.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like, hi,
Oh
mom,
yeah.
I need to go to the library for a few minutes, or I need to run to the, I'm gonna go rent a movie. So I'd go to Hastings and smoke 3 cigarettes in the parking lot and rent, some shitty movie. And that's how we had to do back then. Now it's just like I said, dad walks out of the room, hit that little cool mint, and it's all good. Yeah. Vaping. We should have.
Oh my God, so true.
It's never
So
too late to
true.
get into vaping. I think you can always.
Never too late.
Yeah, yeah.
Vaping. Yeah, that's our sponsor this week.
We
Nice.
should. We should
I
get
don't
a
know
get
any
a.
vape brands
I don't really
on
either.
the
What's
top of my head, but yeah.
what does she use?
Just
One of those like
blue
those
store.
self-contained ones have gotten really popular, haven't they? Like they don't like because like you don't see like the what we used to refer to as the diesel vapes like back in the day, or like you'd see the
Yeah.
dude with like the
Oh
giant
yeah,
car battery and
it's
like
like
Yeah.
you could see like smoke emanating 4 blocks
like this tiny,
away.
like giant tip, and then the
Oh
whole
my
thing, the
god, they used to just
canister's like
hold
this
those.
big. Yeah.
Oh, they were gigantic. It became like but
Weren't
no,
they
now
made
they've
of
got these little.
glass too? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
oh my
weird.
god, yeah. Those I just remember those dudes who would just the waft of the cloud, and it was just empowering for some
Ugh,
people.
no,
Vapors.
it's too much.
Vapors,
Yeah.
that's right. I forgot about that.
Vaples. Oh my God.
Vapors.
Yeah.
I will say that I had a blue cigarette for a little while, and I didn't really understand the concept, and because I was brand new to it, so I used to smoke it in the office because I thought that it was okay. Like I definitely did it in Matt's office when I was visiting.
Oh yeah, I mean before like they actually started like when they were pretty uncommon, like it was pretty unregulated. So it was sort of an unspoken like, nobody said I couldn't smoke in the office
Yeah,
or vape in the office, but
but nobody complained about it, and I was like, and I never even thought about it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty rude actually. I get, but it doesn't smell. It smells like mint. Like it's just I don't know. I think it was just the idea that I was like, kind of just like I don't know. I just was like, I should probably stop doing this in the office. It didn't
Yeah.
matter. I just smoked cigarettes
yeah,
later on during the
there you
day,
go.
so it's fine. It's fine. Columbus, Ohio.
Ugh.
Oh,
Let's
I
go.
did
Columbus,
love a
Ohio.
smoke break back in the day. That was
Oh
nice.
Me
That was a
god.
good
too.
5 minutes. Yeah.
That was the biggest pain in the ass of working that building in Columbus, Ohio. Because what were we like 170 stories up? And so
Yeah.
if you wanted a
Oh
smoke break,
shit.
oh my
Oh,
god, it was
it
like an
was a
Took you
thing.
ordeal.
like 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was like an elevator change, and like oh my god, it
Yeah,
sucked
two
so
different
much.
floors, and then you'd
Oh,
be like, get
Oh
down, and you'd have about
God.
2 minutes
oh,
to power through a cigarette, and then
just
like
to be treated like a pariah when you finally got down there, it was just awful.
that's
It was
right. That's right.
awful. People
I
staring at. But
did.
it really like it's amazing how like it really is amazing like how few people smoke now compared to like
It
15 years
is.
ago. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just like you
It's wild.
notice it. Like when you see someone
Yeah.
smoking in the car, you're like, whoa, they're hotboxing it. Like I haven't seen that in a minute.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
but people used to
With
do
these
that
Nick.
like when they took me to elementary school. Like that's
and,
seriously.
and then the nicotine pouches have replaced most of the vapes, really. So it's
That's
just like
true.
you
Yeah.
just don't
They
know,
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a lot. Your clothes smell a lot better. That's true. When
That's
you don't
true.
smoke.
That's
They
true. You
do.
do smell better.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
and now that I have
There's
clear
still a.
sinuses, I can really smell it
Oh
now.
yeah.
I can smell
Oh,
Oh.
that's
everything.
true.
Mostly it's dog shit now, but I mean generally, like if I leave the house,
Oh,
I'm like,
that's
wow,
lovely.
that's a lot of poop.
There's a lot of poop.
That's
I
a
mean,
lot.
it's a lot. They poop like 5 times a day. Now they poop outside mostly, but like they miss.
Well, you said 90%, so 1 in 10.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
like it's been so cold. We got them a bath yesterday. There's no way to take them outside after they're cold. Like it was
Yeah.
-8 degrees last night.
Oh God.
So
Yeah.
like they're
Yeah.
gonna. I
Screw
mean that is
that.
not healthy for puppies. So it was just like okay, well they're gonna shit 4 times tonight in the house. So let's just get ready for it. But anyway, mostly if it's solid,
Can't wait.
it's the little things. It's like oh
It's,
thank God it's
it's
solid.
the little things.
Sorry, this
Uh,
puppy thing is almost done. Although I have to take care of them by myself for like 4 days next week. So,
oh.
um,
Ooh. Are you
yeah,
ready for that? Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I mean, they're fine.
Dramatic pause.
I mean, they can go outside, and it's supposed to be in the 50s next week. So like they'll be able to go outside by themselves.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you
It's
should
not
be
like
all
they're
right.
small enough that a hawk can pick them up and carry them off at this point. Like so it's
How much do they weigh right now?
well
Didn't this
18 and
expire?
15 pounds as of Monday. So
Okay.
the boy's
Yeah, a
18.
hawk
So.
could still get them. So be careful, guys.
I don't think so. Not the hawks we have around here. We have red line hawks,
Oh,
which is weird that I know that, but whatever. So
I'm just thinking of where I live, and it's right by a wildlife reserve. and the hawks around there are fucking scary for me watching.
Yeah, we've got some big
Not
hawks
gonna lie.
where Kathy lives and in Brown County. So we're going to have to, we're figuring out too, we've got coyotes and bobcats on our property. So we're going to have to figure out how to, how Puppy doesn't get entangled with something he can't deal with. So
I will say that I had a friend encounter a coyote with her little boxer. When was this? A couple weeks ago? And I mean, the thing went for her boxer, and she made herself big, and the coyote backed off,
okay.
like 20 feet away from her. So,
Okay. So
I would say
big.
make yourself big. Yes.
I wouldn't
Maybe
worry about
carry
it.
some bear spray too.
I wouldn't worry about the bobcats at all, but
Yeah,
I would about the coyotes.
Coyotes for sure.
Yeah.
Bobcats, no.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Jesus Christ.
we'll see how it goes. Yeah. It's fun to tempt nature every once in a while.
It'll be fine. You guys will be helicopter parents.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, we will. We will. So,
helicopter pet parents.
I'm sure there's a book on that, helicopter pet parents. You guys can read.
I'm sure there will be.
There are a lot of dog books out there. I looked. I wasn't sure where to start. Yeah, there's a lot of books on dogs. Yeah.
There are.
Oh man.
And I don't know how they know they're right. That's the thing, right? You can't ask the dog, so you can write a book about them. And
honestly,
hard to prove that you're wrong.
Just watch Caesar Milano, the dog whisperer. That's pretty much like
okay.
Beth is like, that guy knows what he's talking about, and it's free. and he basically goes through all the shit that you need to deal with. So he even did the Seinfeld's dog, which was a very weird episode. They went into Seinfeld's home. Jerry Seinfeld and his wife, they have 2 dogs. And
yeah.
They were a bit of a nightmare, but it was kind of funny to watch Seinfeld riff on the whole
shot. He always seemed a little like weird, like kind of new agey to me, which made me a little
same.
No, but I mean, his fundamentals are sound. Not to sound like a baseball coach, but it's true. So
his fundamentals.
His fundamentals are
Don't
sound.
get into his dogma, but his fundamentals.
I'm curious about this though. On the other side of the coin, on the cat side, what is that guy's name? Jackson something, like Galaxy Jack. What is it? I don't know.
Galaxy Jackson.
Yeah.
Cat whisperer.
Do you think that guy's full of shit? Because I kind of do. My mom and I, when she was around, would get into it, and I'm like, Mom, you should not be buying his bullshit. Just saying.
Cats are so much more complicated than dogs. I mean, dogs are pack animals.
Right?
So you just it's like you just basically instill who's in charge of the pack and then work down from there.
Yeah, like cats makes sense to me.
Cats are a lot more complicated. You don't know what kind of trauma's been in the cat's life previously and all kinds of stuff. So I watched him because Beth was like, you could do this job. And I'm like, first off, thank you for thinking that I would carry a guitar around with a guitar case with no guitar in it around everywhere I went. But that's fine. But I don't watch him because I'm just like, for me it's hit or miss.
I've tried and I cannot.
He's got a very basic thing, right? Like, so he's like, he's right about a few things. There's tree cats and then there's bush cats, right? So that's true. Some cats like to be on the ground. Some cats like to be up high.
That's true. I will sure.
That, and then there's some general things about cats that you can get, but there's like Nathan, Matt's brother, used to have a cat that was clearly this guy couldn't fix this cat. I am kind of a cat whisperer in my own right, according to my wife, and I couldn't even handle that cat. I mean, it was like so.
He was crazy.
You just don't know with cats. That's the thing. But I mean, dogs are like that to an extent too. But again, if you establish the pack mentality, like the dominance, you can at least do something. This has been Puppy Talk 2025 Part 2.
Way to wrap that segment up.
This is the kind of thing we have to think and talk about, given the realities of the world.
That's
like we have to focus on this.
Just avoiding,
everything else. Yeah.
All right, let's do some headlines. Headlines.
All right, so
sorry,
it wasn't that loud. So at 2:00, I finished my meeting today, and I started doom scrolling through my phone to try to find some headlines. I had 0, and between all the terrible stuff that's happening in the world and the government, and mostly because of our government, and then the Blake Lively shit, and then the Chiefs stuff, which I get, and I got all the way to a segment on my iPhone that said more Broncos news. I was like, okay, you looked enough, because it was the second bout of Bronco news, and I hate the Broncos. So, like, anyway, so this is the only headline that I thought was worth
So
talking
do I.
So this is from Entertainment Weekly, published on February 18th, which is 2 days ago. ABC's TGIF creator reminds fans it doesn't stand for Thank God It's Friday. Thank God he cleared that up. That's the subtitle. All right. Do you guys know what TGIF actually stands for?
I feel like I used to.
Oh,
I don't think this is
give
news
me
to
a
me.
minute. Yeah.
I didn't know. I
Now,
didn't.
do you guys remember that? Because I remember
And I phoned a friend.
the TGI shows. Because I remember there was Step by Step.
There was.
There was Boy Meets World, one of the TGIF shows.
It was actually.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
What else?
Well, there was that one.
Was Home Improvement ever a part of that, or was that something different?
No, that was something different.
Family Matters.
Family Matters
was
got
Family
TGIF.
Matters.
because Family Matters used to be after Balky or whatever, Perfect Strangers, and then it got
Perfect
moved.
Strangers. Yeah.
Is it something like
It's
Thank God It's Funny or Thank Goodness It's Funny?
that's it. Thank goodness it's funny.
It's
Ah,
funny. Yeah. Good job, Smith.
Thank you.
There.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
That's
this
cool
is
trivia.
this is the best.
That is a good trivia question. Yeah.
This is the best news I could find to talk about. Now there is no list. Is Step by Step? Is that the one with Patrick Duffy as the dad?
That is
Yep.
correct.
The
And
blended
Suzanne
family.
Summers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Suzanne Summers, yes.
I feel like I still know the theme song a little bit. Step by step, day by day, first start over.
Road way.
All right, I'll shut up. Anyway,
Yeah, I can still see like they're sliding down the slide.
Yeah,
and
that
they're, like,
roller
they're at a
coaster.
carnival.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at a carnival.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like this stoner uncle guy. Remember was his name Jesse? No, what was it? This stoner uncle guy? Or it was just like, I don't know. He probably wasn't an uncle, but
I'll be honest with you, TGI Friday, or Funny, I guess. I was kind of on my way out of that level of sitcom because it was a little it was kind of for kids. It was like
that's when you started becoming elitist.
You can
Is
say
that what you were
That's right,
saying?
It was
yeah,
beneath
yeah.
you. It was
Basically-
beneath all of us. That's why it was fun.
I basically at that point I was pretty much watching Charlie Rose exclusively at that point. But
Jesus, Ties.
but hey, you started it with the elitist thing. I just riffed off you, my friend. Anyway, the guy's name is Jack Janicek, and he actually dropped this information on Pod Meets World, which is a podcast.
Oh yeah, listened to it a few times.
Yeah, there you go. Danielle Fishel, Will Friedle, and Ryder Strong, whoever Ryder Strong is, I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, well, here it goes. It says dominated the ratings of the 18 to 49 demographic for most of the 90s. So I guess I should have been into it. I don't remember. Anyway, whatever. I had big things going on Friday night. The Red Green Show was on PBS. Anyway, so that's a deep cut for anybody out there. Anyway, that's my headline. I don't want to talk about Blake Lively or anything else that's going on.
No?
And that was the best I could find.
Not even
Now,
your Kansas City Chiefs? All right.
Can somebody just explain the Blake Lively thing too? Because I don't understand what's going on, and it's like I see like 10 things about it a day, and I don't
really
know what's
don't
happening.
care, so I haven't done
All
a
right,
deep dive.
that's
Bryce, have you
fair.
done a
Okay.
deep dive?
Well,
You have the hot goss.
Yeah, it's a he said, she said. He said that she said that he was sexually inappropriate on set, and then he said I was just whatever acting or whatever, and then it kind of got blowing up, and then it countersued, and then sued, countersued. Happy Pool from that movie Deadpool. The guy that had the dog and the ponytail, Matt.
Oh yeah.
Supposedly that is a caricature of this guy, this guy that's in the countersuit.
Oh.
And so that's part of the countersuit.
Okay.
And then on
God.
SNL 50,
That's funny.
Ryan made a joke about it, and just all this stuff. Anyway, I don't.
All right. Well, that's good.
I
enough.
like that
Just,
joke.
yeah.
I thought that was fine.
I thought it was a great
Yeah.
joke, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you want to talk about the Chiefs, I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to talk about the game. I will say that 40-22 is not an accurate score for what happened during that game. And the other thing is that Mahomes got a new haircut. That's big news around here.
Oh yeah.
And then the biggest news, of course, is will Travis Kelsey come back and play? Which the short answer is yes, he probably will, I assume. And
Why is
so,
he taking so long to say yes?
because he got his ass handed to him in the Super Bowl, he got like 2 passes, he dropped like 4. You know.
Yeah.
He
Anyway,
was so
That
pissed
guy,
after the game. That guy, I was like, I feel bad for Taylor. She
you
shouldn't
know,
stay with him that night.
I was
Not
pissed
gonna lie.
off at both of those, him and Mahomes, because they both like, and I get it, like, but they both made comments about like how, oh, like what an honor it was that Trump was going to be at the game, and I was like, just shut up, like,
yeah.
I just like, I'm like, dude, like, and that's why I still think this. I think Taylor's going to dump his ass because like he flat out said he hates her. He was like, oh, it's such an honor, and I was like, dude, you gotta. I mean, you say she's broken up with men for a lot less than that, and
That's true.
now he's a loser. And I don't know. I think things are gonna go
Yeah,
south
she doesn't
real quick.
really date losers. So
No, she does
sorry,
not date
sorry,
losers.
Trav.
So no,
Yeah,
sorry. So,
I think it's a done deal. I think they're gonna get married. But anyway, and I think they'll get divorced in like 5 years. But
well,
that's just me.
after they pop out some kids, maybe that'll
Yeah, I mean,
happen.
does
she's
that
like,
result in like a box set release, like when Taylor Swift gets divorced? Is that like
yeah, I
a
think,
automatic, like
yeah,
just the platinum collection? Yeah, it's
yeah. It's
let's
not a
hope.
bad. It's not a
A
bad
bunch of
business
little
move.
girls are like, I can't wait to get divorced
Oh,
too. It's on
it'll
fleek.
it will cost you less than going to see her live, so don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Divorce is, one of those things some people have to do in their lives. Seeing Taylor Swift live is not like
Yeah.
that is just there's no excuse for that.
Anyway, that's
Uh,
that's my stuff. I don't want
oh,
to
and
talk.
yeah,
I don't want to talk
all
about
right,
any of this shit that's happened the last 2 weeks.
all
It's all
right. Well, we will hold
Yeah,
off on.
fair.
I mean,
Yeah, we don't have
I
to get
will
into that.
speak to it, but I'm not bringing it up.
Smith, it's
Okay.
on you, buddy. So
It's
yeah,
just a
what
lot
do you
of
want to talk
assholes
about?
got a lot of
The
assholes
Hellfire.
got confirmed
Yeah,
for leadership roles that they have no business in.
even today.
Elon Musk fired a bunch of people that monitor the nuclear weapons and control
Yeah,
the bird flu outbreak, but we're all
yeah.
going to be fine. And he's just making, like, literally pulling numbers out of his ass about the amount of money he's saving, and it's all good. It's all good. I am glad that they're crashing and burning at a very accelerated tick. So if we're gonna reach the downfall of humanity, it's gonna be quicker, or sooner than later.
Yeah, we'll be
So
drug out.
Yes.
You're right. That's a good.
we will. Yeah, oh yeah, oh
Yes.
yeah. So
Yes.
so anyway, yeah, we'll keep you informed when we think we need to share something and do a little group cry. We'll do that. But until then, I don't see any fires in my immediate vicinity, and so we're okay. I don't even know if I should read this headline. I'm going to, but I was give me credit for being hesitant because I just thought this was like the worst headline. It's not funny. It's just terrible. It's so caustic. It was just woman. Okay, so a woman beats men in rap battle, so they rape, set her on fire, and shoot her. Isn't that a sad headline? Yeah,
Yes, it
that's
is.
Whoa.
yeah. That was. I just saw that
Shit.
come across somewhere, and I was like, that is really something. I didn't read it because I wouldn't want to.
Where did this happen?
I think in the
Baltimore.
South somewhere. Let's see.
Guess.
I'm gonna
He's just
guess. Let me
throwing out
see.
trash cities.
Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, Columbus, Georgia.
Never
So,
been.
yeah, take their rap battles very seriously, and their
That's a
misogyny.
little much.
Yeah. So like I said, a little caustic, but
Fucking
what are you
bunch
gonna
of
do?
pricks.
We live in
Yeah.
caustic times.
Yes, we do.
Next
Be careful
one.
out there, everybody.
This one I actually had to look into a little
No
bit.
rap
It's actually a real thing. Is the headline is Trump Jr. backs enhanced games, an Olympic disruptor that would allow steroids in sports. So basically,
Excellent.
there's this is absolutely where things are going. Like sometimes, like you read a headline and you're like, yep, that's the direction. That's the direction. It's like it was like the Jake Paul fight. It was like, yep, confirmed, we're on track.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
basically it's going to be like an alternate sporting league where they encourage the use of steroids and other enhancing drugs.
Amazing.
It is
Great.
kind of amazing. It is kind of
Yeah.
amazing. So anyway, Don Jr. is an investor, apparently.
No. Good
Best
for
of
him.
luck of that. And that Andrew the D'Souza guy, I don't know. He's like
Isn't he in trouble for some shit? Something about an Italian duck?
Yeah, he killed the wrong kind of duck in Italy. Does that dude do anything other than travel the world and kill shit? Like,
No,
that's all he does. Like, that's all he fucking does. He
he's got
cheats
no.
on his drug
Snorts a lot
addled
of coke on
girlfriend,
top
and
of that. Yeah.
he does drink it. Yeah, he does do a lot of coke.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's fair enough. I guess
They don't have jobs,
He's a Trump.
right?
that's
So
true. They don't have jobs.
they just
Yeah.
kind of do their thing. You
They
know?
do coke and kill shit. I mean, that is kind of the right wing dream, is it not? I mean,
It
is it
is.
not?
Yep,
That is kind of the
basically.
dream.
They can
Yeah.
start their
That
own
is.
Yeah.
brand as well. That's good. To be
Uh,
fair, though, about this new thing that they're investing in, I mean, the Trumps have a long-standing history of investing in things that go to shit immediately. So that's probably a good sign.
Yes.
That's true. That's true. It's not a good indicator of its even though it sounds like it will be successful. I have no doubt that like it sounds like it will be successful. It may not be just because it's been, you know, it's got that Trump brand on it now. That odor,
Yeah.
that odor of Don. Ode to
Also,
Don.
That odor.
also a
Ooh.
failed brand.
Yes.
Yes.
As is America. His final brand, America. We'll fucking destroy it. And
Oh,
one last one.
All right.
We're not gonna. We'll worry about it next
Okay.
week and the week
All right.
after that.
And then the week after
Some
that.
maybe good news. So this is
Oh.
something that I've been watching for decades because they've been talking about it for decades. But as many of you know who know me, I am a gigantic Goonies fan. I saw it in the theater when I was 7 years old, and I've seen it approximately 1,000 times since then. I love the Goonies. I think it's amazing. And they officially confirmed that a sequel is in the works.
It is.
I
Okay.
have kind of mixed feelings about this. Yeah. So it has gone through, there have been a number of scripts. I've read a couple of them, one of which was actually pretty good. But that was like 20 years ago. So it kind of like gets started and then dies off for some reason. But it sounds like it's happening this time. The only thing that kind of has some good people attached, Chris Columbus and Steven Spielberg are attached to produce. But the writer, who was writing it, I had not heard of this guy. Let me see if I can find his name. He hasn't done a lot. I don't. I lost it. But anyway, I hadn't heard of the writer. I'm a little worried because it's kind of a no-name writer, and like who wouldn't kill to write the Goonie sequel? But I don't know.
Oh,
They may
yeah.
have
Although,
some deal
to
with
be
him.
fair, I mean, wasn't the
It's a lot of
Goonies
pressure, though, too.
wasn't the Goonies Chris Columbus's first script? So I mean,
think
like,
that's right. Yeah, I
so,
think you
I
might
mean,
be right.
sometimes you hit a home run. You know?
Yeah, the writer's
Yeah.
name is. This is probably, I hate to prejudge on someone's name alone, but his name is Pozzi Ponzaroli, which just reminds me of
Happy
Fonzarelli.
Days.
Fonzarelli. And his name's Pozzi, so it's like two Happy Days characters in one name. Not that concerns me. That's not the reason. He's kind of an unknown quantity, so
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know what to think there. So I guess we'll know no word on kind of who's attached to. I'm assuming it's not going to have any of the original cast. Although Corey Feldman really, really, really needs a job.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
Well, Kwan, what's his name? I'm sorry.
Kehui Kwan.
Yeah, like I mean, he's all hot right now. Maybe.
Well, he was, but he just had that movie that came out a couple weeks ago that got savaged by the critics. I think it had like a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was like something I'd love in the title. So
it was an action. It was like a martial arts thing because he used.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if that. I mean, take grain of salt, with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's true. But I felt bad for him because that guy's like, it was really cool to see he got his own. He got an Oscar nomination, didn't he? He won.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah, last year. So so
and
that's very cool.
He got a star, and some of the Goonies were there when he did it. Yeah, so that's cool.
Oh, I missed that. That's cool.
Yeah, it was neat. So anyway, if we're all still here, there'll be a Goonies 2 in the near future to watch. Take your kids.
Yeah.
If you don't have a kid, find one. Take that kid.
Or make some kids.
Make some kids. You've got time. You technically probably have time to make a child just to take to the Goonies 2 with you. People have gotten pregnant for worse reasons. Mostly.
Mostly.
So anyway, that's all the headlines. It was kind of it was just kind of a nothing this week. I browsed a long time today.
Nothing burger week.
Nothing. Yeah.
Except Some
Uh-oh.
big fucking news.
Uh-oh.
This was from Vice. Jack the Ripper's identity revealed 130 years later
I
through
did
DNA
that.
match.
I
That
didn't
was
re-
pretty cool.
I didn't read this specifically to be surprised during this moment. So what happened? Who was it?
Okay, so
Like I know
thanks.
Joe was the guy. Like
You don't know. You don't
I
know.
don't know how much investigative work you've done into who the Jack the Ripper was personally.
A fair
However,
amount.
there are a lot of fucking bozos out there who have.
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
they're all like, you suck, Russell Edwards. Apparently, this guy came in possession of a shawl from one of the victims, and they were able to extract the DNA from it. Found out that drum roll. Anybody want to do a drum roll? I don't have a drum roll. I have a joke drum. Guys, you're a drummer. Can we hear it a little bit louder?
That's as
Yeah.
loud as it gets.
Maybe we should go with that joke.
I got my little microphone right there.
Jack the Ripper was a man named Aaron Kosminski. The discovery, since it has been confirmed 100% according to the Daily Mail. And so if you want to read about this guy, he was a Polish immigrant who worked as a barber.
Poles.
Shocker. Upon
tracks,
moving
yeah.
to London. He was 23 years old when he went on the killing spree. He eventually died in a mental institute in 1919. Fun fact. So yeah, kind of fun. If you guys want to read up on it, but I think it's pretty funny that a lot of people are pissed
was
that
he on
the
like
identity
anybody's
has been
list?
revealed.
Like, was he a suspect at all? Like, did they say?
Supposedly, there are a lot of podcasts out there. I've listened to one out of many that have said, "Oh, he was on my list from years ago."
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
They're all going to come out of the woodwork and say, "I was on his trail."
That's true.
Whatever. Yeah,
that's true.
That's how it always happens. But
there is actually like down in that area of town, because I just watched a thing about Jack the Ripper a couple weeks ago on PBS, and I plugged it, I think. Anyway, but there is a place called
I believe you did. Yes.
Jack the Clipper, which is a hairstylist place down near the murders. So that's a bad look. Or a good look, I guess.
I think it's a good. That can only be.
I guess now, yeah.
Yeah. So
if that barber's Polish,
community.
like
if he's you're right.
He's gonna be raking it in.
A descendant, yeah.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty.
It is pretty neat.
It is neat.
Solving a crazy mystery.
So how did they find his DNA, like the guy's DNA? They must have did they dig him up, or what did they do?
I think it was probably familial. Did they do it? Was it familial?
It was a familial thing, I think. Okay. One of those, 23andMe. Not that specifically, but that's how they came across who it was. Yeah. So, it's cool. I mean, I can't wait for the Netflix documentary, which hopefully doesn't suck on it. So, putting that out there into the universe. Need some other distraction from the hellscape. So
they'll just make him look innocent. I think we'll decide that. I am looking forward to it because it'll be like, we'll make him look innocent somehow.
He wrote a letter to his uncle saying that he was being molested and this whole thing, which is why he ended up in the mental institute. And,
he had his reasons. He had his reasons.
He did.
He had his
guy
reasons.
A break. Come on.
A lot to do in colonial London. Yeah.
Apparently.
And
then my second and last headline is from Consequence of Sound. Gwar, the band that we all secretly love, I hope, announced run of 40th anniversary U.S. headlining shows. Wow. I'm actually very excited about this, and I would love to see Gwar. I'm just putting that out there. They have been on the bucket list ever since Empire Records, ever since I watched that movie for the first time.
Right.
And Mark gets high on the spacey brownie, and Gwar comes through the screen and says, "Mark, join the band." And he flips the fuck out. Yeah, that's how I became in love with Gwar. So anyway, putting that out there for everyone.
You think Green Jelly will open for him? That seems like a no-brainer.
Oh,
I don't know. You think those fellas are still together?
That would be cool.
I'll bet I'll bet they have a range war between the two of them. There is a Gwar documentary out there that I watched part of and forgot to watch the rest of it out.
What?
About how
what?
Oh, I don't. It's been years ago. But I'm sure you can find it. But it's probably if you're a fan. I'm not. But if you're a fan, it's probably worth looking into it because there were two
Why
main
aren't
guys
you
in
a
the
fan,
band.
Tice?
I don't know. What about Gwar makes you think that would anyway tickle my fancy? You know, would
I
it be
mean,
the
you
All of
like
it. I
you
would it
just
like
be
wanted you to.
the
monsters,
I
and
the
just wanted you to shit
crunching
all over it a little
guitars
bit.
or the crunchy guitars and the theatrics and the I mean if I want to see in a side musical note I just saw as a headline I didn't pull it but Dream Theater is the number one band on the heavy metal charts right now.
Dream
wow,
Theater is?
Yeah, they
really?
just
No shit.
put out a
Wow.
new record. Now if I want to see theatrics I'm still not going to see them because I don't want to see theatrics at a rock show.
Wait,
It's just
how about this? What about Max Sabbath opening up for Gore? Just putting that out there. You guys know about Max Sabbath?
I don't think
mm,
so. No.
The Black Sabbath cover band that dresses up like McDonald's characters.
Okay, get behind that.
I could
Yeah,
get behind
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
yeah.
I've always wanted to see them too, so just saying that,
You
putting
know,
that out into the universe,
the guys
a
from
little
Dream Theater
manifesting.
look far too young. Those guys have to be old, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but I'll bet they live clean. If you're listening to their music, it's all fucking, like fucking arpeggios and fucking,
that's
synth.
true.
So I mean, I'll bet they live. I'll bet they're all vegetarians. I'll bet they all,
I'm sure
like,
that's probably true.
kept all the
Yeah,
hanky panky on the
Taking
bus,
care of
blow
themselves.
jobs, and,
Yeah.
like that's it.
that's true.
No VD. So I just guessing. 'Cause-
Probably a little VD. Yeah,
Ugh.
Yeah.
yeah,
Rock and roll. Come on.
yeah. Rock
uh,
and roll.
but yeah, no, but it makes sense to me in a little bit of a weird way. Is that how things go in cycles and whatever, and it seems like the music scape now could deal with a return to stodgy prog 80s grunge metal, like this,
I'm all about it. I'm just saying
Anything's
that right now.
possible. Yeah,
it is.
Yes. Yeah.
anything's possible. I can't even predict what the kids will be into next week or
There's
what
Kendrick
no
they're into
Lamar.
telling.
now.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all I know. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, which
Gonna be
that's
in
the
there.
only thing I felt was like I didn't like. I didn't think it was a bad halftime show, but I didn't pretend to understand any of it. And
I
No,
didn't either.
it's like that line from SNL 50 where they're with Black Jeopardy when they were like,
yeah,
"We're the only people that actually understood the halftime performance this year." I was like, yeah. Uh,
yeah.
okay.
Poor Drake. I do kind of feel. I mean that poor
Drake,
guy.
I
Like,
saw a bunch of Drake headlines this week, and I don't care. But like it was like he's like I guess he's changed his stage show, and it's really remote, or it's really like remorse, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Anyway,
Remorseful?
remorseful, and like it's just dark and whatever. He's going through a crisis of conscience, I imagine, because
yeah, I
he's
mean, you
trying to.
get called a
Yeah.
pedophile in front of 2 billion people. It's gonna
Yeah,
sting a
that's
Yeah,
little
gotta
bit. It's
sting a
gonna
bit.
sting a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you guys see any of that stuff before the Super Bowl where Timothy Chalamet was driving around with Kendrick Lamar and doing like a pseudo interview before, like they were driving around in a car, it was pre-taped, and it was supposed to be like an interview. But Timothy Chalamet is not an interviewer, so he's just like, "Yeah, man, how do you feel?" And like he's like, "Feels good."
Oh my God.
Did you not see it? I was like,
No,
No,
didn't. Yeah.
cut. This
no.
is money well spent, everybody. Whatever. Whatever.
Nothing that man
Ooh,
can't do.
No.
nothing.
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 They're gonna do it all.
I read a really hitting think piece about this woman who wrote a thing saying that because of his portrayal of Bob Dylan in the movie and he had dirty fingernails or whatever, like he played it, like Bob Dylan, who's not the most hygienic guy apparently or whatever, and not a straight hottie like Timothy Chalamet. And she's like, "Is this going to ruin his career forever because he'll always be associated with this gross person?" And I was like, "Are you
What?
19? I mean, I was like, what is
Yeah.
happening
What?
here?" Yeah. Anyway, spent
Yeah,
5 minutes reading
No,
that.
he's gonna be just fine.
he's gonna be just
He's
fine. Yeah.
banging one of the Kardashians right now. Like
Oh
he's not
God, is
Oh,
he
going
really?
anywhere.
Ugh.
Oh yeah,
Ugh.
one of the
I hope.
twins who I
Well,
still
now I
Oh,
thought
don't
were
like him.
6.
God damn it!
Yeah,
I kind of like
I
that
know.
dude, and now I don't like him.
I know, but
You
that's
haven't
part.
seen him at any of the for the last year. He's just been like with his hand on this chick's ass, and I'm like, you are both too young to be that handsy. Like I don't want to see any of it.
Yeah, isn't he like 28? I mean, he's not that young, right? Like,
He isn't. That's fair, but he looks like he's like 12.
sorry.
I mean, let's. Yeah. He's got a little stash trying to sprout out, so that works.
He's working on it.
You know what? Some people struggle with it. It's true.
I can't
I
do it. Yeah.
know. I'm not going to break anybody's balls about it, but I will break his balls a little bit.
You can break his balls. Yes.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Do you want to do plugs? And
Sure.
shall we do the plug theme song? Because actually, 2 people are like, "What happened to it?" So
Okay,
there you
sure.
go, Tice.
Why not? Why not?
You, the ice cream manufacturer. You, the frozen food distributor. And you, the food retailer. Stand today in the midst of a selling revolution. For today, you're in a merchandising era of self-service, where display and accessibility are the key to successful merchandising. Yes, today's problem is merchandising. To sell in high volume for high profits, frozen products are impulse items, and impulse buying is primarily an emotional decision.
So we have a new thing now. I think we talked about it last week. We all have to have an unplug now. We might have talked about it on the show. We may have talked about it after the show. I can't remember. So because unplugs are our favorites, so we have to come up with an unplug. I didn't. I have been all puppies all the time. So and when I watch TV now, it is just bubble food. Like just whatever. Let me go through my plugs and I think I finally figured out an unplug. So I did finally watch Cuckoo. We don't have to talk about it yet. I do see why. I went downstairs last night and watched it because we had an extra babysitter on hand,
Yay!
and
So shocked.
and
Still shocked.
it was funny because I had my AirPods in because the my wife and her friend were upstairs and they were drinking wine and cackling and it was very loud. So I was trying to use the noise canceling thing. But there's a thing about that movie, right? So I was trying to connect it directly to my phone. The phone was connected to Roku, and it took me a minute to figure this out. But there's a little bit of a thing in that movie where perception gets confusing, and I don't
Yes.
want to give anything away, but there's a bit of thing with time or whatever. And I was listening with my headphones, and it was glitching, and like every once in a while it would glitch out, or there would be these extra like sort of like uh, digital artifact kind of sounds in my headphones. And for the longest time I thought that was part of the soundtrack to try to enhance the way that the movie was trying to convey this perception thing. But then I was like,
Okay. Yeah.
is it not? And I took them out and I was like, no. But I will recommend watching that movie with misfiring headphones because it really adds to the tension. Anyway,
I was gonna say
Very
it
good.
only added to the overall experience.
it did
Sure.
actually,
Yeah.
weirdly enough. But at a certain point, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch it the way the filmmakers intended. And so we can talk about that when Matt watches it in 2027. So anyway,
Thank you.
I just wanted to point that out that I did finally watch it, and then I immediately
I'm proud of you. Thank
I
you.
did immediately try to watch Nosferatu, but I couldn't get it to stream downstairs. So anyway, so that's on the.
That's a lot better than Cuckoo, obviously.
I will be watching that this week. Okay, I lost my list. Just a brief thing about the SNL 50. I haven't watched the music thing yet, but I did watch the thing a couple times, the main thing, and it was very good. I liked it. Obviously, I like SNL, and I thought everything was really well done. Especially
I did too.
the questions and answers from Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Obviously, is just a thing that I'm always going to be into. And the song about anxiety and
It was very
drunk
good. Yeah.
and drunk
Yes.
uncle and a girl at a party, hooking up. I thought that was great as well.
That was
So,
good. Yeah.
And then this other thing was we had a puppy visiting day last Saturday. Told you it's all puppies all the time, and 40 people came to the house to see the
Holy
puppy.
shit.
Whoa.
Most people I've ever had in our house, and they just sat around, and the puppies, of course, immediately went to sleep for 2 hours. Like try to wake them up, and they're like, ugh.
Amazing. Yeah.
But anyway, they'd get up for a minute and walk around, and then go back to sleep. But anyway, this friend of mine, Bobby Walker, who's a friend of my wife's, she had suggested that I check out this show called QI. Have you ever heard of this?
I
No.
think so.
So it's a British game show, and it's like hosted by Stephen Fry for the first half of the thing, and then hosted
Okay.
by this other woman. I don't know her name because I haven't gotten any of those episodes yet. It's been on for 22 seasons, and so basically it's a show. And then they have 4 panelists, and they're all comedians. So
Okay.
everybody from Hugh Laurie was on one of the episodes I've seen. I've only seen like 6 episodes. Uh,
Okay.
Bill Bryson, who's in like Shaun of the Dead and Spaced and a bunch of stuff. Anyway, so it's based on the alphabet. So the first season is all about A subjects. Subjects begin with the A. And so Stephen Fry's the host, and he said, "Here's the way the game works." It says, um, "I'm going to ask you a question. It's almost impossible to get the answer right. So you get points for either telling me something interesting or making a good joke about it. But mostly it's for something interesting." And so
Mm-hmm.
it's all this amazing trivia. And then you actually, if you ring it and add some extra trivia to it, like the more interesting the trivia, the more points you get. So I've learned.
Oh, that's cool.
So you just learn all this shit. Like the guy that hosted
Yeah.
Whose Line Is It Anyway? He's been on a couple episodes. Clive Anderson,
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
and so it's so it's like 20 years old. It's still going on, but it's really fun. Now the only place I've been able to find it here in the United States is on BritBox. So you have to get BritBox, which is I know that's a pretty high bar to do it. But if you did get BritBox for a month and just plowed through it, it would be worth your time because it's really fun and very, very, very interesting. Like one of the things I learned today was that the Gerber baby food had a disastrous release in Africa. They tried to do it in the 40s or 50s, and because the people in Africa assumed whatever the picture on the jar was what was inside it.
Yeah, I've actually heard that before.
Have you read it? And so they thought that it was white baby, and then and like and stuff like that, and like and then the other thing, the original Gerber baby, the woman that's on there, the baby itself, she was the lead. She was America's leading. She grew up to be America's leading romance novelist for like 20 years in the United States. I mean, just weird shit, like just across the board. So
Right.
I really recommend it if you want to just be entertained. Um, and it's all random, really, from what people know and what they don't know. So it's called QI, and you can find it on BritBox, or if you have other sneaky ways around the internet, you can find all of them.
Tyson. That's the sneaky way around it. Just ask Tyson.
There's this website called Program 4, spelled with 2 M's and an E at the end, 4. And I became aware of it because of the Mads. And it's by this creator. She's done videos for Fiona Apple. She did a video with Juliana Hatfield. She's done a bunch of films. Anyway, one of the side things of that Program 4 is this thing called AM. Or so wait, let me make sure I say this right. Easy AM 66, and it's essentially a recreation of a broadcast from the 70s AM era. And it's like, like Chuck Mangione and these weird songs and weird commercials. I mean, not weird, but funny, it's like a parody thing. So they released a new album. You can find it on Bandcamp, and you can also go to program4.com to hear the first 2 records that are free. But I just want to read who's on this album because it's a mix of indie artists and comedians. So it's her, Rachel Lickman, Rich Cos, who's Finn Gooley, Dio Del Toro, I don't know what that is, Tammy Faye Starlight, Michael McKean, the Sklar Brothers, Ted Leo, Amy Mann, Michael Penn, Chris Murphy
Yes.
of
Yes.
Sloan, Dag Julin,
Nice.
Trace Ballou, and Frank Conniff of Mystery Science Theater, and Patton Oswalt. And so it's out there, but it is quite funny. So I would highly recommend finding it, especially if you just go to listen to the free 2 albums on their website. And I'll send that to Dawson so she can post it. But
Okay.
anyway, so I mean it's very much like a I mean, it's a comedy record, but it's not like a ha 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 ha. It's just like, oh, that's pretty clever kind of thing. And then my unplug is measles because they're back in Texas and they're gonna stay. I saw a report where
Oh
people were
God.
coming to the hospital to accuse the people treating the children with measles that they were faking it. So that's just another thing that I love about what's going on right now, and with RFK and
Jesus
all that stuff.
Christ.
So anyway, that's my unplug. I'll try to find an actual media unplug next
Well, that was a
week.
good one. I like that. It's good to hear that measles is
Yeah.
back on the rise.
Uh,
What other
yeah.
fun
Measles.
diseases have?
Well, tuberculosis has broken out huge in Kansas
That's
City,
I've
I
heard.
was
Yeah,
gonna
I've
say
heard that there's a
I
huge
did see
TB
a headline
outbreak in
about that. Yeah.
Kansas.
so that's fun. And nobody
Yikes.
knows anything about it because they shut down the CDC. So there's nobody tracking it or telling people about it, or
Yep.
so
Yep.
thinning the herd, getting more people to pay less. We get
Oh
more of that
man, the king
sweet.
is at it. He's
We,
so good.
yeah, we'll get
It's
some
so
more Social
good.
Security money coming in until Elon gets rid of that. So anyway, um, those are my plugs and unplugs. Matt,
Sad again.
Very good.
Sad.
Very good. I have a couple plugs, and then I have a somewhat regretful unplug. I
aw,
think this might be a
Oh.
first for the podcast, so
Oh.
oh,
hold your horses. We'll get to it momentarily. First plug: Cobra Kai released its final part 3 of season 6. I hate when they do that, but for some reason they do that sometimes. And season itself was pretty good, but the last episode is phenomenal. It's probably one of the best wrap ups I've ever seen to any show. Period.
nice.
It was just they just did, and it was just fodder for the fans. I mean, they just hit everything, and it was exceptionally well done. I'm gonna miss it. It's kind of amazing that thing happened, and so
Spinoffs are coming though, aren't they?
they're doing another movie, but I already think it's gonna suck because I think it's like, wow,
Oh
they're going
man.
back to like I think Jackie Chan might be in it, and they're just
Um,
going. It's not any of the. I don't think it's any of the team behind Cobra Kai. I think it's just a wholly kind of another. As many of you know, whatever that bastard child of Will Smith with Willow. Is that his name? I don't know, he's probably not a bastard child, but
Jaden?
Jaden. I think
Jaden.
was it Jaden? I think he was in. We don't acknowledge that as part of the. What do they call that?
The lexicon
The
mythology,
something like that. We'll go with anyway.
the universe.
The universe. Yeah, we'll go with the universe. I've never seen it. Never will see it. It's just. He was also the kid that wore a like a hat with a
house.
building.
Like a building on his head for the Grammys.
Why was he invited to the Grammys? I never understood that, and it's just rude to wear a house on your head.
Nepo baby.
A lot of people are asking themselves the same question. I feel like so.
That's
yeah.
true. Anyway, so yeah, very good. Check it out if you haven't watched the season. There's a lot of them. It's quite good. Next plug is there is a new docu-series on Hulu called The Fox Hollow Murders. And it is about, it's a 4-part documentary series about
nice.
a local Indianapolis serial killer named Herb Burmeister. And it's one of those kind of cases that I've followed for just listen to all the podcasts and everything about it. And it's actually a pretty decent comprehensive look at it. It happened kind of in the late 80s, early 90s as he was frequenting the gay clubs in downtown Indianapolis, and then people started disappearing with him. And they eventually, not really giving anything away, but at some point they just found a bunch of bones in his yard, like 10,000 of them.
Oh my God.
So yeah, and so
That's a lot of bones.
it's pretty well
done.
That is
a lot of bones.
It didn't quite. I don't like it when they don't really do like a timeline of like when things happen. It's just kind of all jumbled together, and there's
sorry,
just this random appendage.
Could be anything.
Could be a cat. Could be an eel. Could be a puppet. I think it's just a puppet that Tyson has. And he's very good at it. So lifelike. Lifelike.
It is. Wow.
I can just watch that forever.
Tyson. How are you making that happen?
Man of many talents.
Where is your finger, Tyson?
Here's 5 of them.
Oh, well, that's only one hand. Boy. Oh, it's gone. That's too.
No, 10,000 bones. Get back to the point here. 10,000
All right. Anyway,
bones.
2,000 bones. Killed a lot of people is the bottom line. Not a nice guy,
How
but
long did he get away with this shit? That's a lot of
for
people.
quite a while.
Yeah.
Well, and they actually didn't I think it was like a time span of like 5 or 6 years. But there's a lot of theory that say he's also probably like I think they call him the I-70 killer,
No.
which was another serial killer case that just if you need a serial killer name, you leave the bodies along an area. If you left them along I-70, it became an I-70 killer. So that's how you do it. But they didn't mention that. There's also like some guy like bought the house because it's like a giant house like in like a northern suburb of Indianapolis, and the guy bought it for probably like $40 because
right.
a bunch of people were murdered there. And of course, he wrote a book about it being haunted. But I thought they did a solid on not getting into the whole haunting aspect of it because I don't really. I'm not a believer, which
Dawson's
brings
waiting
me.
for that.
Which that does bring me to my unplug. I have to do this. We watched the program, and I didn't really like it. I know you plugged this a couple weeks ago, and I just again.
That's the time of year.
I didn't want to do this, and I was gonna leave it out, and then you reminded me that I'm mandatory. I just didn't think there was a lot there. It was interesting, but like I don't know. I wanted more out of it. Is that fair?
I'm not even going to add that as a hashtag under unplugs because I don't
man!
want the fans,
that is
the fans
you are taking cues from our
president.
Our president. Oh my God! Censorship.
No, you can say what you want about it. I know that my opinion is in the minority, so I did want one of you two because you're
we watched it.
logical
Kathy fell asleep. She did fall asleep.
That's fine.
I did finish it. I was tired.
I still like you, Kathy.
So, but yeah, I just didn't. Maybe I need to rewatch it. But I just at the time I was just like I just didn't think.
I will say, Matt, I watched a Nova episode about UAPs or UFOs or whatever, and they had some guys in there, and they pretty well debunked the Tic Tac and a bunch of other stuff. I was like, because it was pretty good.
I think that was my problem with it. Is like I am a very judgmental person. I'll just put that out there. And so when the experts, it's shocking to know. In a nice way. I'm judgmental in a nice way.
You are. I will give you that because I'm married to judgmental in the other way. And we all know that.
But I just when the expert, I judge experts a lot on just how they present themselves, and it just I was like, this guy's.
Listen, I will give you that. Some of these guys talking this stuff was a little like, all right, get on with it. I'm not sure about this, what have you. But there were a couple things in there that I was just like, whoa, that's interesting.
So anyway, interesting, a minor unplug. It just didn't I was really kind of expecting to be like, holy shit, they're here by the end.
But you're also not in the ghost, paranormal, UAP realm of my brain. So I get it. It's fine.
That's true. Yes. I also went to the, what do they call that? They do the live show where it's like the, it's like haunted. What is it? It's like, it's one of those big TLC shows where it's like, they go out and I don't know. He's got a name. I'm terrible at this. Anyway, I didn't enjoy that thing. I can't remember either.
Was it one? I'm trying to think of what. Was it Skinwalker Ranch?
Yes.
One of those. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes. Yes. We went and saw Skinwalker Ranch live. Yes. And again, I was just like, and I was just like, these guys are full of shit. I couldn't get past how full of shit they were. But
I did want to bring this up, and I forgot. But that thing, I also didn't want to crush Jess's dream. But
pile it on.
No, this is good. This is good news for her.
I'm in the market for 2 new best friends.
Wait.
Anybody knows about some?
I got one. I got something. I got a redeeming for you. For right here. I got something for you. Right?
I'm out now.
If you happen to watch that episode, Doss.
Yes.
One of the pilots that saw the Tic Tac is actually a teacher at the Boulder, Colorado school right now. So you could maybe
No
reach
way.
out to her. She was one of the pilots that
Oh,
saw it, and you could maybe reach
could we
out to her and
bring
have
them on the
lunch,
show?
or just have lunch
No,
with her.
bring them on the show,
Well, she
and we
may.
could.
Yeah, we
Why
could,
not?
but I'm just saying that like she's right next door to you, and she's one of those pilots
I mean, listen,
that talked
if
to
I'm going to
Congress.
do that, then my brother's going to have to get to Colorado because he won't allow me to have lunch with someone like that without him.
Anyway, I'll try to.
We've
I'll look up.
already watched quite a bit. Yeah,
I'll look up her
on
name
UAPs
and
since I've been here.
I'll
Okay.
send it to you. But she was
All right,
one of.
please do.
I will.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I would be open to that.
No, that was it. That was all.
That's
That
fine.
was all my plugs. That was all my plugs. So.
Good plugs.
Yeah, thanks.
Good plugs.
I'll watch the
I
program.
don't know
and
about the
not say
unplugged,
shit.
but
You should watch. You settle this. You settle the
You know what? I'll
score.
watch it because
yes, I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
because after we watched that, I was like, "Where is the program?" And I was looking around and I couldn't find it. So I'll look again. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe put it on Plex.
Yeah, I had to find it.
I also feel like you have to be in the right mindset to watch
That's
it.
true,
It's
too.
not the
That's
best made documentary ever. It's a
so-
little boring. I will give you that. So Kathy falling asleep, I'm like, I get it.
The right mindset being what? High? What are you talking about here? Or just a firm believer?
Of what? Wait, say that again. Sorry, I was
You said the
listening to
mindset to
something in the
watch it,
background.
and I
Yes.
ask you if it is the right mindset.
Oh yes, high, of course. Yes.
Yes, but also,
you shouldn't be tired from your day. If you
That's
have a
true.
long day, the
Yeah.
last thing you want to do is watch the program. I'm just going to say that right now. Like you don't want to. Yeah.
Kick GMA to the curb and just start your day.
No, but if yeah. Oh my God, Tyson.
Okay, all right.
I don't know what kind of mindset. Literally, this is the mindset. If you're a true believer in like all that stupid shit, like I am, you're always going to be in the mindset to watch it. So there you have it.
All right, I will be the tiebreaker this week.
If you're a logical thinking human being like these two, you're probably going to shit all over it, and that's fine too. You know,
I didn't want to do it. I don't want to set a precedent here. I don't like it. I don't like it.
You know what I appreciate, Smith? You said, "Oh, I'm going to watch that," and you watched it, as opposed to Tyson that was like, "Yeah, cuckoo. I've been trying."
I haven't watched Cuckoo either, so I can't get so much credit.
Listen, Tom DeLonge, if Tom DeLonge wasn't in it, I would have watched it already. But I will get past that and go ahead and watch it, okay? I mean, that was the thing that was holding me back. But
I would like Tom to just make his own documentary already, you know, and maybe like have some band practice in the background. Like they're just all like casually talking about it, you know?
Yeah, that would be all right. I'd watch that.
Yeah, I'm into it. Yeah. That's funny. Okay, I have some plugs and one unplug. I will also piggyback on Tyson's SNL 50th. That was pretty fun and enjoyable to watch. I think one of my favorite sketches was the alien sketch, of course, kind of on the UAP thing still, because of Meryl Streep playing Kate McKinnon's mom. That was excellent. She was so funny, kind of perfect.
That was best.
And Pedro Pascal and freaking Woody Harrelson on the interview panel. That was brilliant. And then I did watch most of the SNL 50th Homecoming concert at Radio City. Cher was amazing. I think even more amazing than Cher were the reactions of the audience watching Cher on stage, because it's like, holy shit, she's in her 70s and she looks phenomenal. Whoever does her work, you know, body, you don't think so?
No, I think she looks like a Muppet to me at this point. Have you seen her lips? Oh, no. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. I just saw her in the audience at the show.
Oh, I thought she looked great. She is not okay. Listen, Nicole Kidman, she looks bad. She looks really scary. Nicole Kidman, please don't get any more work done. Like it's not working. Cher, I think, looks great, but I could be wrong. Yeah, so teach their own, maybe.
Yep, I'd be over.
Sure. And then my favorite though was Robin and David Byrne performed Dancing on My Own together, and it was fucking great. That was a highlight. So I've watched that probably 5 times now, and I'll probably watch it again tonight at some point. Super fun. But I'm also a Robin fan, so
I am
There you
too.
have it.
I am too.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. You'll like it, Smith.
Yeah. What is so? Were
And
there
David Byrne
three?
is so weird. So their little dance moves together, I was like, this is like a dream coming true. Some sort of fever dream I had 20 years ago, and now it's happening. But yeah, definitely recommend that. Second plug is Hollywood Squares is back. I don't know if you
Wow.
guys have seen this.
I want to
It's
watch it.
actually really good.
I
It's
like
really good.
I like the people.
Yeah, Nate Burleson is the host. He's excellent. Drew Barrymore, she's the middle square, and it's Drew Barrymore. She's kind of annoying sometimes, most of the time, but she's still adorable and like kind of fun. And then Triumph the Insult Comic Dog is one of them, and that is perfection with all of the other pseudo celebrities. Whoever put him in there is a genius, because it is like Triumph is being Triumph. They're not trying to censor him or whatever, or his jokes. They're just kind of letting him do his thing, and I love it.
Is that on a service?
So
Is that on a service?
I think it's on ABC.
Okay.
It's on the cables, but you could probably watch it on Hulu, I feel like, at some point. And then my unplug is the Payless car rental in Kansas City at the airport. You guys fucking need to get your shit together. Long story short, they have a bunch of Mazda 3 jalopies, and I got two of them. One I took back. One had a maintenance service light that came on halfway to Kirksville. So, yeah, I'm hoping my little rental will be free at the end of my rant, soon to be rant. It's just annoying. Renting any sort of car is like a crapshoot, but that was really bad.
And that place has always like looked questionable to me, like because like they
Yeah.
look like they've had the same logo since 1983, and it's like, I mean, it convinces you that you're paying less because it just looks shittier, which is effective marketing, I think. I've never actually used them, so it's good to know that they're not great.
Not great.
Not great.
As the name says, pay less and then worry more, I think is their little tagline. So
yeah.
Don't do it. Just get Hertz. Hertz is expensive, but I never have any problems.
They're like all expensive now. It's like they doubled in like the last 5 years.
It's
weird.
It sucks. It
The
just
days
sucks.
of renting a car for $4 a day are over somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, it's over and done with. So, and then they want to add all this other shit on top of it, and I'm just like, I used to be the one that was like, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, let's do that. And then $1,500 later, I'm like, that's not great.
They tried to rent you a GPS unit, like one of those TomToms you can just
stick up on the dash. About like 5 years ago once, and I was like, I'm good. No. That was the one thing I pushed back on.
XM radio for $20. Yeah. Oh man. You want AC with that?
Somebody to drive this car for you? That's an extra $100 a day. Oh, great.
You plan on committing a crime in this vehicle? Also a surcharge, crime surcharge. Clean up your bloodstains.
I mean, the car was clean. I will say that, both of them. So I guess that's one leg up.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, that sucks.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Hopefully I get back to the airport on Saturday. So fingers crossed. Guy at the mechanic shop said I should be able to, so we'll see.
Oh god, so you had to have it fixed? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
They didn't give you a second one?
Lights that came on.
Oh my god.
No, so the first one was missing a gas cap. One of the tires looked a little questionable, and there's also a service engine light on. So I started it and immediately took it to where all of the people were that were checking in the cars. I was like, I literally just picked up this car. Oh. And she was like, ah, shit. Literally said, ah, shit. And said,
that's reassuring.
You're not supposed to notice that until 5 miles down the road.
Go to the counter. Yeah. So then the girl who checked me out originally, she's like, hey, you're back. What's going on? And I'm like, yeah, about that. And so anyway, she's like, nah, I can get you another car. She's singing to herself the whole time she's looking for another car. And she's like, what do you want? What do you want to drive? And I'm like, something that will get me to Kirksville, Missouri and back. That's all. No issues. She goes, all right, we got a better Mazda 3. I'll put you in that. So I get in there. I'm like, all right, it's not like a midsize. I usually like to drive one of those, something with 4-wheel drive during the shitty, parts of the year.
Yeah.
But I was like, fine, I just need to get on the road. And so, around Cameron, Missouri, a light came on, and then another light came on, and the tire pressure light came on. I was like, fuck my life. So anyway, thank you to the guys at J&K here in Kirksville for helping a sister out. So
Nice.
I think it's fine. I think it will be okay.
Can I tell you one more story? I was going to tell you a story at the beginning, and then I forgot. Do you
Sure.
mind? Real fast.
Allow it.
It's a small story. I went to get my teeth cleaned Monday. I have to get my teeth cleaned 4 times a year because I have the teeth of a 90-year-old man to match my 70-year-old eyes. And I went, and they had a new person working there. It was her first day. She was a dental hygienist, and
Uh-huh.
they gave her me because I'm easy. I'm nice. I'm not difficult or whatever. But I always get nitrous when I go there because I have such PSTD about being a dentist when I was a kid. So when I'm sitting in the chair, somebody comes in to show her how to use the nitrous machine because it's her first day, and they sell different types of those machines. So she's like, they're like, do this, do this, do this. Gets running. It's fine. Cleans my teeth. She does fine. And she's like, okay, I'm going to turn down the nitrous and just run the oxygens for a little bit. And she turns her chair over a little bit. I'm still in the dentist chair, and I can tell she's like not quite sure what to do with it. And she's I can see her hands kind of being like, and so I'm laying there, and I'm going to do what I did, and then I'll explain it. I was laying in the chair, and I go, like that, and just clutched
I knew you were going to fuck with her. God damn it.
clutched my chest, and she jumped like, and then she turns, and I'm like, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And she's like, oh, I didn't know if I did something wrong with the nitrous, and I'm like, no, you're fine. And she goes, I guess
That poor thing.
she goes, I guess I deserve that. And I said, don't say that. Nobody deserves that. That is not true. I was being a jerk. I just couldn't help myself.
Oh, wow.
It's your first day, so I just thought I'd mess with him.
Oh.
And so she laughed. She was laughing.
Classic Tyson.
Could have gone either way. You're a brave man for
I couldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just had nitrous, so I thought it was a good idea.
That's very
Anyway,
true. They all have themselves to blame.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. I just wanted to get that on tape for the universe.
Yeah.
So
I like that. That's good.
I do too.
Nice way to end the show.
Scaring the hell
All
out of
right,
medical
guys.
professionals.
that's right. Yeah.
Always fun. All right.
Always fun. Always a pleasure.
Always.
Yeah.
Next week, we'll talk again.
All
We
right.
shall.
Bye.
Bye.
What will Tyson do this week to close
I
us
don't
out?
know. I'm not sure.
More
Hmm.
humping gestures. Oh,
Oh.
wait, what?
I didn't test
Oh.
this. I was just trying to do a white light out.
You kind of see us.
It's not working.
I kind of see it. Yeah.
I see a ring light.
There, maybe. No. Go. I would have bailed on that bit too.